What's up, everybody? It's your girl here, Rein. Welcome back to my channel, Anointed to Bling. You know I'm here with a very extra tutorial today. So over Christmas break, I had an opportunity to bling out some brushes for my daughter. And I had a moment. And I thought I should make a case and some bling brushes for myself to use on my special day next year at the wedding. Now, I know that's extra. Okay, I get it. I'm extra. Y'all know how I am. So just tune in, all right? Because it's coming up right now. Team extra. I'm so extra. So the one thing about having a lot of time to plan a wedding when it doesn't happen when you want it to happen is you have more time to do more stuff. And y'all know me, I'm extra. I'm not leaving no stone unturned. So I had an idea to actually bling out the makeup brushes that I'm going to be using for my face. Don't hate. I'm extra. This is the kit right here. I got this at Do Care. I found them on Facebook. It's a 27-piece makeup brush set that isn't that bad. Also, Do Color or BH Mall on Amazon is another great reference for really good brushes that are synthetic, last a long time, and don't soak up a whole lot of product. I am also adding some of my other favorite brushes. I got these at different places, but these are my can't live without face contouring and eyebrow as well as eyeshadow brushes. And of course, I have my other handy dandy face brushes from Sephora that I'm going to add to this collection. Now, I don't know if I'm going to keep them in this collection, but I'll definitely be using them on the wedding day because they are special. Now, I've got thousands and thousands of brushes, all right? So I'm like brush overkill. And I may eventually bling this little case out and keep this. This case is really cute. It looks like nothing right now, but it's super cool because it holds a lot of brushes. And I got this at Amazon. I will make sure that I post the link. This thing can really hold a lot of brushes. But what I like about it is I can fold it this way and button it on the side to make it stand up so that I have access to all my brushes that way. So I thought that was really cool. And I want to say it cost me maybe like 20 something bucks or something like that. Of course, I can't leave it plain. So I am going to use my 11 yards of Rhinestone Trim and cover this entire thing. You heard me right. And I may use this brooch as an accent or another brooch. I'm not quite sure yet. I also have this leftover trim that I use for the shirt that you saw in the very beginning intro of the video. That is super cool. So I may be edging this with that. Now, this trim came from Hobby Lobby, y'all. It's really expensive. So I'm going to make sure that I use every single strand of this. It was like 25 bucks a yard because it's wedding-y. You know how that is. So I definitely want to use the rest of it. And I think this will be a great project. It's super extra, like I said. A lot of people wouldn't do that. It's just my accent. I haven't enough left over. So I'm going to make good use of that. And this is a really simple tutorial. All you need is some E6000 and some patience. And we're going to do some sped up videos to show you how to do this right now. I know I said E6000 and we will be using that, but for this I wanted to try this quick dry fabric fusion that I got from Hobby Lobby. It is $9.99 in the fabric section. This stuff is awesome when you want to adhere beads, trims, stones, things like that to clothing. It's way better than E6000 and some of the other fabric glues, and it's quick dry, so that is a blessing. And this dried really fast as I was running that trim. It does get a little bit cold to touch. It is a little bit wiry, so you want to be careful with it not to make a mess, but it is the perfect thing for this project. or I should say it's best for this particular project. I will be using that E6000 again later. And what I'm doing here is just running this along the edges of the case, and you see me laying out the 2mm rhinestone trim. Now, if you want to make this project go faster, don't use 2mm, use a bigger trim, maybe a 4 or 5mm, and that will go by a lot faster. I actually used all 4 rolls of this trim because it is so small. So that is something to think about. You want to be neat with the glue. It is a little bit cold to touch. You want to make sure that the rhinestone trim is face up so that you see the sparkly stones and not the side of the silver. All right, so now we are ready to lay this beautiful but expensive trim, and all I'm doing is just running that glue along the back of it. Now, it's not very drippy. It's not very messy, so you can actually do this. Again, as I said twice before, it does get a little bit cold to the touch, and you do want to be a little quick with it because it's quick dry. So I just ran that along the swirl patterns, and I'm turning that over and laying it flat. You want to take your time to really press this down and hold it to make sure that it adheres. Guys, I'm so sorry. I actually lost a clip. I don't know what happened, but this is a short clip of me laying the rhinestone trim line by line from side to side. I had a longer clip. It's gone, but that's all right. Cause baby, look at the finished product. Oh my God, this came out so super awesome. When I was making it, I was like, ah. And you know, it took me a long time. Running that 2mm trim took about 4 to 6 hours. I did keep stopping, but the end result is exactly why I want to be this extra, because it's super cute. Now, if you wanted to go faster, like I said, use a bigger trim. Mine is 2mm. 4 or 5mm could do the same thing. I don't like to use the bigger trims. The smaller trims allow me to do designs and swirls and things like that, which is why I go 2mm, but it's totally up to you. Anyway, you just got to catch this glow. You got to catch this glow. Like, tell me that's not hot. That is hot. Yes, I got to be under the light or the sunlight, but that's all right because it's still hot. And I'm loving how this came out. I could leave it literally just like this, but of course I'm not. Earlier, I showed you a brooch. Scrap that because I'm excited to announce my totally awesome partnership with totallydazzled.com. You definitely have to go check them out if you have not. They have sponsored me, sponsoring this video, and I will leave my discount code so that you can shop. There are 10K plus of you now. Woohoo! So go help a sister out and shop a little bit. But I do want to show you this. They sent me this. It did have a big roll of bling wrap in it, which I'll be using in another project. But I wanted to show you these 2 packets of brooches that they sent me. You got to go check it out because they have a variety of brooches as well as packages that you can choose from, and they're awesome. This is pack number 9. These do come individually wrapped. I have already unwrapped them, but I want to show you each of them since I have your attention undivided. This is gorgeous. So you get some big ones and some small ones. This is better than what you're going to get at Amazon, eBay. These are really good quality, and I plan on doing a brooch bouquet tutorial very soon. Look at that bow. That's amazing. I got my fingerprints all over these, so I need to clean them a little bit. But look how pretty that is. Look how awesome they shine. This will make a fabulous bow. So you get some good brooches. More brooches. Some of these are buttons, pins. Definitely a good selection. And they do have other colors. So definitely go by there and check it out. Again, I'll put my discount code below. You get a nice little amount. What is that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 8, 9, 10. So that's not bad. 10 brooches in that pack. That's pack number 9. I can't wait to show you this other pack, which I love. And it is pack number 3. So if you're doing a brooch bouquet and you want some bigger brooches, this is definitely the pack for you. Let me pour these out so you can see. Again, they do come individually wrapped. I have unwrapped each of these. So you get some good selections. You got flowers and stars. These are really pretty. Even though I have a partnership with them, I have to say that their stuff really is high quality. So you definitely want to check it out. Look at that. That is amazing. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Look at this big one. Yes. And this little star. So you get a good amount. This is gorgeous. This is my favorite one. So I think I'm going to be using this for our project. I wanted to create a faux kind of a button effect, and I think that one is perfect. So I'm going to attach that one. So again, check out totallydazzled.com. You will not regret it. Shout out to them for sponsoring this video. And again, I will put my code down below. Let's get this attached so we can move on to the brushes. For no reason whatsoever, I'm going to be extra, extra, extra and put my initials on the inside. Now, these come from Hobby Lobby. I use these all of the time because I'm always initialing something. I also use these for my bridesmaids and customizing their garment bags. They are $2.99. You can use your 40% off on them if you want to. And I'm going to use my little cute Cricut mini iron to apply this. But before I do, I'm going to open this up and put this one on. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do it one at a time. So you just going to put a towel over it. And for about 17 seconds, just run that iron over the letter to make sure that it sticks. You obviously don't want to move. Flat surface is the best thing. Let me just make sure that that is not moving. And it is. This little iron gets hot, by the way. So if you don't have a Cricut Mini, it's definitely worth it. To kind of fight against the grain here. So I'm just going to do this for about 17 seconds and then I'm going to apply the W as well, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like once it's done. All right, let's get to these brushes. So I've already done a couple of them and I want to show you a couple of things about them before I wrap a bigger one like this so you can actually see it. Okay, so whether or not you want to go all the way up or just halfway is up to you. I'm doing a bit of a mixture. Now I am starting like this and ending like that. So, and I'm going to clean that up. So that's up to you. If I were doing this for a client, I would actually cut the trim into individual circles, and then I would probably wrap individual circles around the brush. So because this brush is shaped this way, you're not going to be able to avoid some of that gapping. That's because you're wrapping tightly, but it's not super noticeable. One way around that is to paint the brush underneath it. That is up to you. All right. Now, when we start to do this, I don't really need a whole lot of glue. I'm pretty much just going to glue a nice little band from the tip to the end, and then I'm going to wrap tightly. So you don't really have to use the glue all the way around unless you're doing a very loose pattern around the brush. So I'm just going to apply some E6000. All right. And then wherever I need to tack it, I'll go back and I'll add a little more of the glue and I'll tack it. But for now, I'm just going to come down the brush to about where I want to end, about right there. Just going to fill that in. And when you're using the smaller trims, it definitely takes a lot more. So that's something to consider. If you really want to save, then you probably want to go a little bit bigger. All right. That's 2mm. I love this because I can do a lot with it. So all I'm going to do is hold that and I'm just going to wrap. All right. And I'm going to make sure that as I'm turning the brush, I'm pulling tightly. I may have enough left on this spool to finish this brush. I may not. And then I'm just going to make sure that I keep it as close as possible. That's all I'm doing. And so if I see that there's gapping, I just pull it closely to try to control that as much as I can. Sometimes with these cheaper brush sets, there are little gaps and bumps in the brush, in the wood, that you might not be able to detect. But as soon as you start decorating it, you pick up on it. And so the section where I put the glue, it's going to hold that, all right? So it's not going to start sliding because I'm wrapping this fairly tightly. All right, so I'm going to finish this brush and I'll come back and do one more brush and I'll speed it up. And there is the final product. It came out fabulous like I knew it would. I'm loving, 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 loving. Now the thing you have to think about is once you bling the brushes out, they do get a little bit bigger. So the pockets do get a little tighter. So you do have to think about that. But I love it. I went way over the top. It was something I really wanted to do. I'm very, very proud of this set. Now, the only thing I would tell you, if you want to make something like this, because you know the work of our hands are blessed and we're always looking for ways to make a little change, I would say make this as cheaply as possible without compromising quality. I used all of those 4 rolls of 11 yards of bling wrap just on the case, you know, and then I used about 5 on the brushes. So it does add up. It does get a little bit expensive. So, you know, there are other ways to do this without breaking the bank, because if you want to resell it, you know, right now it cost me $82 just to make the case. So I'd have to sell the case for at least double to make a good profit, or a profit that I feel is worth my time. And even that's not really a lot. And then if the brushes, you know, another several hours and a lot more money. So, you know, you got to think about that. But this was just something I really wanted to do as a keepsake set for the big day. Brushes that I love that I will use on the big day. I was happy about that. Here it is, me unveiling it, unzipping it, and bam, demonstrating it, because I really like it. This was a lot of fun. This is something I would definitely invest in and do more of. You can use other forms of bling wrap. Even at Hobby Lobby, you know, the letters, the R and W, they have fabric like that. This right here that I've seen on shoes and slides. So you can get a roll of that and cover this. And then as a bonus, here is the Sephora case that I showed you at the top of the video. I went ahead and blinged that out. I left those 2 open circles because there's magnets there. And bam, there are the brushes. So we got a 2-for-1. So I think I'm going to keep this in this case because these brushes are like my absolute favorite. I will probably use them on the wedding day as well because the face brushes are just sick, sick, sick if you're into makeup. So remember, the work of our hands are blessed. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to charge for your work. It's always going to be a hater. Always somebody telling you what you should do, shouldn't do. Listen, this is the decade to do you. Make your voice heard. Put yourself out there. Be vulnerable. You never know where this stuff can go. Build your Instagram, your YouTube. Until next time, y'all be blessed.